Alright, today we're going to be doing a rear sway bar and a sway bar upgrade in a 1990 Nissan 240SX. Obviously any S13 one will apply here. Using the Godspeed one, I'm using some basically OEM end links and bushings as well. So the bushings come with the sway bars, but they don't look like they're anything fancy. So yeah, there's the car. I got it. First thing I did, jacked it up, got the jack stands under it, wheels under it. Well, I got to lower it onto the jack stand still, but you get the idea. Sway bar, the OEM one, is right up in here. You can see the bushings are cracking. I think it's tiny in comparison to the aftermarket, so this should be a pretty nice upgrade. First thing I'm going to do is take off the bolts there holding the bushing there. I'm going to go ahead and pop those off. It's a 14 millimeter. Alright, so that is off. Now I'm going to move to the end link here. You can see up there looks like maybe 10 millimeter. Same on the bottom. Keep in mind that a lot of times these will snap taking them off, so that may end up happening. Don't be surprised if it does. So obviously you're going to want to get new ones ahead of time. Okay, so this one's going to be a little tricky because I'm doing this just by myself. I don't have a helper to hold the wrench up top, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a crescent wrench up top. I'm going to kind of get it. Sorry. I'm going to kind of get it so it lodges right there. I'm going to hold the top. Then I'm going to do the ratcheting on the bottom so it spins. Otherwise, the thing's just going to spin, so I'm going to try to do it and see if it works out for me. Alright, so little nut here is off. The bar is loose on the passenger side, so now I'm going to go ahead and move over to the driver's side and do the same thing. Alright, that's both of those off. I'm going to switch over to the end ring. Alright, so interesting development here. That looks like the factory sway bar end links actually have like a little separators there in the middle, so I can't slide it down the bottom. I do have to take the top one off, but it's just spinning because it's pretty well seized more or less. I mean, it'll come off, I think. So what I'm going to have to do is take a 10 millimeter here, and there's a little opening there on the side with where a 10 millimeter will fit perfectly fine right there. I'm going to hold that and then break off the nut up top. Then it should be able to come right out. Got it off here. So that's off. Now I gotta finagle the sway bar out of here. Alright, and right here, you can see I finally got it out. Took a little bit of finagling, but I didn't have to drop the exhaust, so that was nice. The new one, obviously, is going to be much thicker in comparison. This other one's pretty flimsy and bends even by hand, so, yeah, just showing a little mock-up of the two right by each other. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to finagle that guy in to where the other one was and see how it works out for me. Alright, so it's basically over the exhaust, which is what I wanted to get it done. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the little middle bushings on each side in first. I'm just going to snug those up. I'm not going to tighten them all the way, and just get everything lined up before doing the full tightening. Alright, and with the end links that I got. Alright, so these are the end links that I got, OEM style. There's the part number here, made in USA, whatever. So they're just your basic ones here. So they're essentially not exactly like this, where it's got the molded part in the middle. They actually come, it's basically just a big bolt, and you got a sleeve here and the bushing. So just showing you how it's going to line up. This is how it's going to go. Basically, washer, bushing, bushing, washer, the little sleeve, washer, bushing, bushing, washer. Obviously, the sway bar is going to be in the middle here, and up top is going to be the subframe. So just showing you how there's, since it may look a little confusing, it's just in the bag, it basically just comes as a bolt with some washers and bushings. Alright, so here you can see I got the one on here. Did have to do a little bit of goofy business since this sway bar is thicker right here. It wasn't wanting to, the nut didn't have enough thread to get on nicely, so it was gonna need to be compressed right here, so I basically just put a jack under the block of wood, right under here, put it up, and now it goes in fine. I've started to tighten it down, but I'm basically just getting it into place at the moment. I'm gonna do the other side now as well. Alright, I have got the sway bar on, everything's snugged up. I'm going to go ahead and say this was a huge pain. The sway bar wasn't wanting to line up properly on either side, so I basically had to keep undoing one side, do the other, jack it up with the block up there to get this up, which that may have just been that I bought, not very good end length, so that may be on me, but the bar was pretty hard to work with. Definitely not like an OEM one, because obviously it doesn't bend, but yeah, so right now you can hopefully see I got it all on there, but everything's just snugged up right now. I got to tighten everything all down, but it should work out. But it was kind of a huge pain because it is a lot harder to work with, and unfortunately I wasn't able to film that because I was kind of trying to keep myself from raging because of how annoying it was. I'd say I probably spent a good 45 minutes finagling back and forth, slightly tightening, untightening, yada yada yada. what I found was best is start off with the middle ones there, get those snugged first, and then I did the driver's side first. I did this one, the passenger, but then I took it off, did the driver's side first, got that into place, had to do the jack up under it again to get it in there. And then this side was a little bit easier at that point, so I'm not sure if it was because I had already put a little bit of pressure on the wash or in the bushings or what, but that's what helped with me. So now I'm going to go ahead and tighten it up and get everything back together. Another thing I should mention, it's a good idea to use anti-seize lubricant on these bolts right here because there's a lot of rust up in there. If you're, obviously it's an old car, so, there's bound to be some rust up in there, so you want to do that to minimize, accidentally cross-threading it and stuff like that. So I would recommend doing that. But overall, it is in. I just gotta snug it all up. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Here's just another angle of everything. There, you can see the other link there. And yeah, so that is good to go now. I'll be doing the front one soon as well. Alright, and here's a final undershot here of how it's done. Got it all tightened up. Everything's snugged up, tightened up, everything like that. So now I'm just going to put the wheels on, maybe take it for a spin, maybe not. It snowed the other day and I don't really want to get much salt on this car. So yeah, but that's the finished product. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, just leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Alright, and here's a final undershot here of how it's done. Got it all tightened up. Everything's snugged up, tightened up, everything like that. So now I'm just going to put the wheels on, maybe take it for a spin, maybe not. It snowed the other day and I don't really want to get much salt on this car. So yeah, but that's the finished product. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, just leave them in the comment section. Thanks.